I work with about 60 people at Mosby and like numbers at KMOX. There's an overriding sense of purpose in a values-driven organization of which I consider us. And I wondered very often, why are the people here together in this team? Those that I work with are talented enough in this industry, they can choose to work anywhere they want. They're not short of talent, they're not short of opportunities. Why here? Why now? Why us? Why together? What is it? So those values are overriding, and I joke because I am active in the Boy Scouts, and Tyler Clough, the head of production at Mosby in the blue shirt over here, for 2 years we've been trying to figure out how to roll out those values. Well, in Boy Scouts, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent. That's what we're about. We can't tell them that. So that sense of values binds us and also divides us. The purpose ties. The commitment comes from the values. As with Tom and I hadn't really done more than shaken his hand prior to that Friday. And there's a place in my heart, a very definite place in my heart, I believe in Tom's as well, that we connected and shared on that sense of purpose. Neither of us will ever be the same. So at work and in our businesses, in our churches, and our organizations, as we make a positive difference in people's lives every day, the values bind us, the purpose directs us. In my business life, without a plan, without an agreed upon path, we all know that we're traveling somewhere together. But starting in St. Louis, maybe going to Chicago, we need that roadmap. So that sense of purpose, the plan, ties together. So I've experienced in my own company at Mosby Building Arts, the values that bind, drive, and motivate are deep. The sense of purpose is what directs. You say, gee, well, where do you work? Well, I work for Mosby. I'm under no illusions. Nobody works for Mosby. They work for their family. They work for themselves. This is about us going through life forward as Vianney prepares young men for life going forward, the values and the training. And it's interesting because I am from a family of 4. I have 2 older sisters and a younger brother. I commented at one of the gatherings that I'm the only one that's not a teacher. And I was challenged on that with my role at KMOX. Oh, but you are. How can you consider yourself not a teacher? And I consider myself a sharer of those things. But that purpose, that training, that teaching, the education, that sense of direction and purpose is ever more important. So in a values-driven team, it's a very easy first start. However, the sense of leadership, purpose, and that overriding drive, and just an immediate call to action, I learned had a huge place in life, whether business, personal, church, school, whatever organization within this room. And at KMOX, the overriding principle is service. Reach out, educate, share, bring a smile to somebody's face. So as I get older and go through life, the more I look at myself, the more I realize that I am in shared values and purposes with very many organizations, people, and a community and communities that share those same purpose principles. With what's happened here in Kirkwood and all of the contentions at the City Hall meetings, again, here we have a very driving sense of values that binds this community of Kirkwood together so passionately that sense of purpose and values, the plan is what we're arguing, but not the values, not what we believe in, what it's all about. So at work at Mosby, within my life at KMOX, here within this group, I can't tell my personal life apart from my business. They're lovely people, great values, an honor to work with, and a pleasure to interact with, as I am honored to be here today. I think all of us are bound by many of those principles, or we wouldn't be here today. Why are we in this room today? What are we about? What brings you here today? So I'm honored again to learn emotional intelligence from a man in a very unusual place and circumstance for me that is probably a tough lesson for me to understand, because I'm a data guy. Knowledge-guided performance is the driver at Mosby. Be smart, know how, do things. I'm an old carpenter. I wore a tool belt for 20 years. I still wear a tool belt. It's mostly people. But I still pull out some sort of a solution to apply to a problem to the benefit of others, that we're sharing that path together. I'm trying to feed my family, grow my business, and help those people while we're uniquely on that path together as Tom and I were that week. So it's a sense of emotional intelligence. Now in the leadership, bringing that back to Business Owner Speaker Series. Why me? Why now? What happened? The ability to touch people on an emotional level is ever more important. I'm a knowledge guy. I know things. I do things. I make things. And I'm evolving. I know people. I work with people. I try to understand people. A lot of this is driven by Stephen Covey. Seek first to understand and be understood. Begin with the end in mind. Why are we here? Where are we going? What's in it for me? Not what's in it for me individually, but why am I, this part of this community, moving toward this direction together? So as I have been interacting, one of the luxuries I have in my career is working with very well-trained, knowledgeable people. And I mean that in our clients as well as at work. I get to interact with some pretty savvy folks with an enormous sense of emotional intelligence. So as I grew up, where did you go to high school? I'm a product of St. Louis. I'm very proud to say that. This is kind of my old stomping grounds. I went to Afton High School. You know, where did you go to high school? Well, I went to Afton High School. All the social and demographic information that delivers to all of us here in the St. Louis area. And I'm proud of that. And I bring that and I use it on KMOX. I can tell how a house is built in 20 seconds over the radio. Where do you live? I'm on the hill. How old is your house? Oh, 70 years. It's masonry. It's small, probably a shotgun. Close together, small setback, short driveway, yard and front porch manicured impeccably. The house matters. Maintenance is probably extraordinary. So all of this from where did you go to high school? And they wonder where those answers come from. I'm a St. Louis native, born and bred, within 2 miles of here. So all of that is useful information to me. Again, on to the purpose, the leadership. Why emotional intelligence? Well, the compassion matters. The difference that I'm learning now is managing things and people is different than touching and purposing humans. Both me. Why do I get up in the morning? I get up in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Why? It's me. It's great. I can do anything I want at 4 in the morning. Nobody's around. Kids aren't awake. Quiet. Coffee, fridge closed. It's great. It's emotional. It's the me time. Where did I learn that? Why do I do that? I learned that from mothers. I have the luxury of going in and out of families for years and learning an accelerated family evolution